What if you could make an Xbox Series S portable? Well, we answered that question in this video, so make sure to watch to the end.
If you've never seen an Xbox Series S in person, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around just how small it is.
Yeah.
Pictures don't do it justice.
Right.
It's compact. Ever since I got my hands on it for the first time, I knew it was a...
Just look. By the way, look at this chihuahua. This is so, like, stereotypical of a chihuahua. Just standing there trembling. It's cute, though. Very cute dog.
For the first time, I knew it was inevitable that someone was going to make a screen for it.
Yep.
Something you can just slap right on there and start playing.
Right.
Akin to the screens you've probably seen for the PS1 or the GameCube.
I remember this. I do. I remember the screen for the GameCube. This was such a cool idea. Oh, man.
Back in the day. But those had attachable batteries that you could get.
Yeah.
Xbox doesn't. And that kind of defeats the purpose of portability, right?
Right. He's got a point.
This thing is very loud. You could probably hear it in the mics. It'll probably get edited out eventually, but it might also be there throughout the whole video.
Okay.
I could just plug it in normally, but where's the fun in that? You gotta suffer with me. I think the first Xbox screen that ever made it to market was called the X screen. At least that was the first one that I ever heard of.
The X screen. How very original.
I pre-ordered that way back in the day when the pre-orders first launched.
Okay.
And then when it came time to fulfill the pre-order, I thought that I had put all of the money down, but apparently I only did a small portion, the pre-order portion. So when I got the email to fulfill the rest of it,
right.
I purchased a case, apparently. Then I realized I didn't get the whole unit, just the case.
Oh, no.
So I messaged them and I said, hey, can I get the actual unit, at least for the pre-order pricing? Because I did pre-order it. They said no. So you don't get a video then. How about that? This one is by...
That was the shortest video ever. Oh, no. Wolf Den, what have you done? No, I'm kidding. Let's see what he actually got us.
D Peggy. They sent it to me. Thank you.
D Peggy, okay.
Very much. It's pretty much the exact same thing as the X screen. It even has the exact same size screen at 11.6 inches, which is a very specific size.
Sounds like we have a copycat on our hands. X screen has a lover, if you will, of technology, a big fan, and D Peggy has replicated their device perfectly.
It's 1080p, 60 hertz, and it goes for $200 on Amazon. But right now,
that's pretty clean. I mean, 1080p, 60 hertz. That's all you need to be able to play your device, right?
It's on sale for $169.99. So they undercut X screen.
Did I say fan? I meant fierce competition. X screen, you better watch out.
D Peggy, I don't know how to pronounce that, also has a $300 version.
Okay.
That is almost the exact same thing as this. It's just almost 1 inch bigger. So I'm not sure why anybody would purchase that one. That's
a lot. Like almost twice the price for 1 inch bigger. No thanks. I'll take the slightly smaller one.
Double the price just for 0.9 inches more?
Right.
The only thing that I don't like about this one is how the connections work on the back.
Okay.
On the X screen, it looks like the HDMI and the USB connections are part of the unit and they just kind of slide perfectly right in place.
See, that's a good point. That looks really clean. Like if you can just literally slide it in place like that, it just snaps in and is good to go. That would be super clean, super easy, and I think a lot of people would like that. But this setup over here for the D Peggy one or whatever, it does look a little ugly. And if it just sits on there and there's like a bunch of wires in the back, not as good.
That's cool. The D Peggy one is just kind of open and all the cables hang loose out the back.
Yeah, see, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. You know, I have a deep appreciation for cable minimalism. You know, I'm not necessarily a cable minimalist myself, so it's kind of a bit of a hypocrisy, contradiction thing going on here, but just looking at it, I don't like the look of it.
It's fine. It's just not as sleek.
Right.
It comes with a short HDMI cable and a short USB cable for powering the screen.
Okay.
It's kind of amazing that this whole unit is just powered by just a little 5-volt connection. Speakers and all.
That's
The
really good.
speakers are actually very loud. They're not amazing sounding, but they do pack a punch.
Okay.
The screen does look good. I wasn't expecting a high color accuracy out of a cheap, underpowered screen like this,
Right.
but it's more than acceptable. 1080p is fine for a screen this size.
Right, and that's what I was getting at too. 60 hertz, 1080p for a small screen like that. And to his account there, he's saying the color is actually pretty good. So that's really impressive, and you're getting it for what? Like, what did he say? 169? That's not bad for a custom add-on for the Xbox. Pretty cool.
I would have loved to have had a higher refresh rate, even if you're gonna charge me more money. Maybe
Yeah.
even for the $300 version, make that a higher refresh rate.
Yeah.
But to have a screen like this in a form factor this size, I guess I'll just take what I can get.
Right.
I just realized it was a little soft looking, and I switched it to 1080p, and man, it is a lot more crisp now.
Nice.
This thing's cool and everything, and it's a nice idea. But the only problem is wherever you go with this thing or something like this, you're gonna need an outlet.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't exactly call that portable. It's fine, I guess, because wherever you're gonna play this thing, you're probably gonna play it stationary.
Right,
But
right.
I wanna just take it one step further. So I bought
Fully portable. Let's go. Portable Xbox Series S.
this monstrosity. I just went to Amazon and Googled portable outlet. This is an AC outlet that is in the form of like a giant portable battery that you might use to like charge your phone. This could charge all.
Okay. So it's all coming together now. I thought the brick was part of the X screen copy, the DPEGI one that he's been using for the Xbox Series S there. I thought that brick was part of it, but apparently that is a battery to make it fully portable. So that changes things a little bit and makes it a lot cooler.
The whole ass Xbox. It's also what's making all of that noise right now.
That's unfortunate, but hey.
This is a Seacon portable AC outlet. It's a big guy.
Okay.
It's 31,200 milliamp hour
Woo!
and 100 watts.
All
and
right.
It costs $100. I assume these things are kind of.
So wait a second. We're talking $100 for this, $169 for the screen. So for $269, you can have a fully portable Xbox Series S console that you can take anywhere, play anytime. I think it might be worth it. I actually think it might be worth it. That's pretty cool.
Dangerous. So be careful if you're ever going to use one of these. Don't use it to power like a full PC tower or like a space heater or anything.
If you know anything about PCs anyway, you're going to know that 100 watts is not enough to power your PC. Well, especially if you have a gaming PC, let's say. Oh, man. Yeah, you would definitely blow this thing up.
But powering a little Xbox Series S and the screen is probably going to be just fine. It's probably got more than enough juice for that.
Yeah.
It is, of course, very loud. That's probably to keep it cool because it is relatively small and it is a very big battery and it's going to.
Yeah, if you know anything about technology as well, you know that the more compact it is, the more slammed together all the little components are, the hotter it's going to get. So yeah, it makes sense that it would have a really strong fan that makes a lot of noise because it's trying to pump heat out of there. It makes sense.
Going to generate a lot of heat. So it is actually good that it's got fans making it nice and cool.
Right.
This guy is all that you need to power this kit with just one cable.
Nice.
I had this really short power cable from a different project that fits perfectly, and it's white, so it fits the aesthetic.
Hey.
And you can stop right here and probably have a great time.
Look at that. Perfectly mobile Xbox Series S. This is actually blowing me away a little bit. I mean, that's really cool. It's really cool that you can do that. Man, technology is just insane, I swear.
But this battery is kind of flopping around all willy-nilly. Wouldn't it be nice if it was all just part of one single unit?
Yes.
So I took a bunch of measurements and I opened up Tinkercad for the first time in my life and I modeled up a little mount that will skrill into the side of the DPEGI screen assembly.
Did he say skrill? I think he said skrill. I think he meant to say screw, but I'm pretty sure he said skrill. Okay. All right, Wolf Den. There you go.
I made sure there was a little bit of room in there for some airflow. I didn't want it to sit flush with the Xbox because it would block those air holes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Don't want to mess up the airflow. You gotta keep your console from overheating now that we have this nice brick that has all the good airflow in it.
It would probably be fine, but I just wanted to be extra safe.
Yeah, yeah.
This took over 12 hours to print because of
Woo!
all the supports and stuff. My
Long time.
longest print so far.
Yeah.
When it was done, I was kind of surprised that I didn't mess up all the measurements. It kind of just worked perfectly.
Good job.
Man, 3D printers are sick. I
Seriously.
built it to attach where the side of the DPEGI screen screws in.
Oh.
I was going to use those screw holes to hold this assembly in place.
That's
so
smart.
I needed longer screws because we're adding more meat to this.
Right.
2 trips to the hardware store later, and I found the right screws. You're going to want 4
Perfect.
40 by 3/4. I don't know how screws work. And I left a nut on there for help with spacing, so it fits nice and tight.
Nice.
That worked beautifully, and I was able to slide the battery right in there and take the whole thing outside and play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on Xbox Live Arcade with my dog running around in the yard.
Perfect. The perfect example of portability. Sit out back while the little chihuahua goes to the potty. Very nice. No, this is awesome. Truly portable Xbox Series S. Playing it outside, no problem. I like it.
Why you gotta do that in the shop? In the middle of shooting.
It was a very nice day. It was very bright out. This screen does not get nearly bright enough, unfortunately. You're
okay.
gonna want to be in the shade or something. I was
That's fine, because I think this is meant to be played inside. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's meant to be played inside. I mean, sure, you can complain and say, hey, it could be a couple nits brighter. Come on, DPEGI was the developer's name. But no, I think it's still awesome that you can just make this mobile and go anywhere with it anyway, outside or not, whatever. Go in the shade, make work. Give yourself a workaround. It's okay. You got a portable Xbox Series S. You're gonna be all right.
shooting for you camera nerds with 6 stops on my ND filter, and the aperture was 4.5 at an ISO of 800. So that's pretty bright.
Sure.
And as you can see, still can't see the screen.
There you go.
It was playable, but again, you're gonna want to be in the shade.
Yeah, yeah.
You might have
That's
noticed in
fine.
that footage that I had the battery kind of offset. It was being held in the middle here, and it's not flush with the rest of the Xbox console.
Right.
That's because this assembly is only held in by 2 screws, so I
Right.
didn't want to put too much weight on one side. This
Makes
is
sense.
just 3D printed plastic, so I think it could probably break pretty easily.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm redoing this print right now to have an extra piece on the back here that will connect with little peg holes to this.
Oh.
And it will give some extra support on the back. So if you knock into it, it will be less susceptible to breaking off. It just gives it a little extra support.
That's nice. Yeah, so, man, 3D printing, it gives you so much customizability. Or I guess you could say infinite, really, because you can print whatever you want. That's really cool. I mean, he's making it work to the best degree possible for this kind of janky setup.
That's going to take another 13 hours, though.
I'm not done yet. I have to make this part smaller because it doesn't go back all the way.
Ooh,
Oops.
yeah.
I used
Ooh.
a soldering iron to melt the plastic off. The finished file will be fixed.
There we go.
Also, in case you forgot, this is the Xbox that I did the dev mode hack to, I think, 3 years ago at this point.
Okay.
So it has RetroArch and can play all my ROMs. Sonic
Nice.
Adventure 2 Battle is something that I actually just have legitimately from Xbox Live Arcade, but I mean, Mario Sunshine is not. So now we have quite the portable emulation setup too. If you want something
That's
that
cool.
can do some powerful retro multiplayer or something. Melee with Xbox controllers? Sure, why not?
Why not? The possibilities are endless. I think that's really sick that he has a super portable, not just Xbox Series S, but emulation station as well. This is crazy. He's got a really cool device here. This is a good idea.
I want to say this battery lasted a little over an hour and a half, and all it was doing was downloading games and sitting on the menu. So it won't last very long, that's for sure.
Okay, so I mean, to be fair, I wasn't sure what to expect with the battery life. I was kind of hopeful, but it makes sense. It's powering a whole Xbox Series S and screen. So, the battery life is not going to be great. It makes sense.
Just about an hour of playing various different types of games got me to about 10% on here, and
Woo!
it's probably actually lower than that. Once I got into Call of Duty, the battery started dropping drastically. So
Uh-oh.
don't expect much more than that.
And if, for whatever reason, you'd like to have a portable Xbox Series S for yourself, I'll leave Amazon affiliate links in the description to
There we
all
go.
of the tools that I used to make this happen, except for the screws. Those you'll have to get on your own.
Yeah.
And if you want to take it one step further, I'll also leave a link to my Tinkercad page where you can get the file for this little assembly here, and you can print it yourself, and you can mess around with it too if you think there's a way
Nice.
you can make it better than what I have
Yeah.
here. Go nuts. And if you
I think that's really cool. Yeah, it's cool that he's setting his fans up too with the files and links and everything so that they can do it themselves. I think this is pretty sick. Like, really, we're talking, what do you say? So the DPEGI screen, because the original is the X screen, right? So this is the DPEGI one, the copy of the X screen, which is actually cheaper. And it was what, like 11 inches or something like that? And it's $169, and then the battery, another $100. So we're talking $269, and you can have a fully mobile, portable Xbox Series S. Now, we're not saying the battery life is great. The battery life is not great. It was about an hour with actual consistent play, but you have that option. If you know you're dropping in with one of your good friends for about an hour and you want to be able to play some games, this is your go-to. I think this is actually really cool. Well, what do you guys think? Is making your Xbox Series S totally worth it or not? Let me know in the comments, leave a like, a subscribe, and I will see you next time.